morning. This is Kuldeep Chaudhary from Health in India. I'm here at John Hall in Gurgaon. The doctors all over the country in India are on a strike against an act which is, according to them, is severely hindrances their profession. All the doctors in Gurgaon have gathered at the John Hall. They're just gone to meet the Deputy Commissioner to give a memorandum. The Deputy Commissioner is not well, so he's directed the City Magistrate to receive the memorandum from the doctors. All the doctors are gathered here at the John Hall, and they are absolutely paralyzed. The healthcare system, not even a single private medical facility is operating. As you can see behind me, all the doctors have gathered here. They're protesting against the central government decision to pass this bill. I'm with my colleague Nazish. So Nazish, what do you think? How are the healthcare services going to be affected today?
Doctors need to practice at least in so many places so that they can explore themselves very well. But nowadays, if central government will act on this way, so they'll have to go against it and have to get their rights.
With Dr. Ashok Taneja, a very senior member of IMA Gurgaon. Let's begin by asking Dr. Taneja, what exactly is this act and what do the doctors of Gurgaon want?
It's not only the doctors of the Gurgaon, it is all India level. All the doctors, they want certain modification in certain acts which has been passed by the Parliament. One is Clinical Establishment Bill, in which the bill is good, but there are certain contradictions in that bill. And certain provisions in that bill is not liking to the doctors as a whole, as a fraternity. Reason being is certain provisions have been made which are very derogatory, and it has been compared to the draconian law. In fact, one of the condition is like registration, because registration means again Inspector Raj system. It should be rather more of autonomous. And second is the provision in the registration that the minimum area for a single doctor should be minimum 500 square feet in Delhi and NCR. In Delhi and NCR, 500 square feet will cost somewhere around 1 crore rupees, not less than that. So that means a small doctor from a middle class family cannot start his own practice. Secondly is the handling of the emergencies. Emergency, yes, we have to handle the emergencies as per the Supreme Court verdict. But the thing is, the word has come stabilization. You cannot shift the patient before stabilizing that patient. So that is how a dental doctor will stabilize a patient of heart attack. It's very difficult. Similarly, eye doctor, ENT doctor cannot handle the emergency of heart attack or any other complication. Like a physician, pathologist cannot handle an emergency of the gynae and obs. The Senta Previa comes, how they will handle this? So there are certain provisions in that act which are not, which are very contrary to the working. What will happen? The result will be small doctors and small nursing homes, they will be forced to close. And the impact will be on general public. The general public, which is not able to afford the corporate hospital or the bigger phases, what will happen to them? They are forced to go to either to the corporate hospital or to the government hospital. And unfortunately, government hospitals, they are not able to provide the wholesome services as required for the society. So that is a real problem for the general public also.
So Dr. Taneja, the doctors all over the country are on a strike. How long do you think this strike is going to continue?
Look, this is a token strike, one-day token strike, just to let the government know our feelings and so that they can modify certain provisions in that act. And if they do not agree to this and they still go ahead with their act, definitely then we'll have to plan an indefinite strike.
So, what do you think? This government has been stumbling from one, issue to another. What exactly has made the government, what is the thinking behind these kind of things?
I do not know, very frankly speaking, what is their thinking. But the thinking should be very positive and very transparent should be. The provisions in the act should be very transparent. They should be truthful for the need of the society. We should be very honest to the common people, because ultimately it is the common people, armed Janta, which is to run the whole of the country. Because these are the representatives, these are the elected nominees of the common people. They should understand the feelings. They should not make healthcare very costly. It should not be cost prohibitive. Rather, our emphasis should be to provide healthcare at very nominal cost. We have been requesting at various forums to our private doctor brothers and sisters also, that they should try to reduce the cost of the investigation as well as the medical care to the society at large.
Thank you, Dr. Taneja. As we see, I've seen many agitations by the doctors in the city, but this time the doctors definitely look very, very agitated. The unity amongst the doctors is absolutely unbelievable. You can virtually see almost every single doctor in the town is present here at the John Hall in this sweltering heat. And with my camera friend, Dr. Ishpal Fonda, who is covering the event, you can see, if we can bring the camera over here, you can see that's all the doctors are present here. This is a very big gathering, and virtually almost all the doctors everywhere in the city are agitated against this. This is absolutely historical. If the government doesn't listen to them, the healthcare in India is going to be absolutely paralyzed. I've now been joined by one of the most renowned doctors of not only Gurgaon but in India, Dr. Mahavir Prasad Jain, who is about to be contesting the elections for the president of Indian Pediatric Association. Dr. Jain, you are here agitating along with all the doctors, showing the unity of IMA. I'm sure that doctors all over the country are agitating in every single city. So what exactly is your take on this issue, and how do you think the government is going to respond?
There are quite a few unfortunate points in both the bills, which will definitely affect the practicing doctors especially. But if we think in a long term, definitely it is going to affect the medical profession at large in the long term. It is not only the private practitioner, but it will affect the corporate sector as well as the government sector also, because government by these acts is giving the reign of the medical profession in the hands of the bureaucrats. That is the one thing which probably others are not trying to understand. And they must understand it, and they must take on this cause. And I request the government to either take back this bill or have amend the bill.
So at a time when the government of India is struggling to pass any sorts of bills, they have taken on the doctors, the might of the doctors all over the country. On the one hand, the government says that medical professionals are deficient in numbers. On the other hand, the government is trying to, in the name of regulation, trying to squeeze the medical profession. So, Dr. Goyal, how soon do you think the government of India is going to take this agitation by the doctors? Are they taking it seriously?
Of course, as far as this clinical establishment bill is concerned, every state assembly has to pass it. So still we are having one more step where we can put up our requests and efforts. But I think if it is as we are agitating at a national basis, and definitely it is going to suffer the medical profession at large. And we have seen in the past that slowly our younger generation, it is going away from the medical profession. Slowly and slowly, most of the schools are just closing their biology sections. The number of aspirants for the PMT examination is also dwindling. So we have to see for that, otherwise it will be a great crisis at the national level.
Thank you, Dr. Mahavir Jain. As we see, it's just about 10:30 in the morning, and the sweltering heat, the doctors of Gurgaon are agitating. I'm sure by the end of the day, the government of India is going to take this thing seriously. Just like this agitation here at John Hall, virtually every city in India, IMA is gathering under its banner. The agitation is going to grow stronger and stronger if the bureaucrats sitting in the North Block do not listen to it. So this is a cry from here, from John Hall, which will reach all over the country, and I'm sure by the end of the day, we'll see something positive coming out on this clinical establishment.
Thank you.